I'm Billy Harris. You're hanging with Harris. We're at the legendary James Beard House in New York City. My good friend Charlotte Voisey from William Grant & Sons. How are you, Charlotte?
I'm great. I'm hanging with Harris. What could be better?
Nothing could be better, and you are hanging with Harris. And here we are yet again in this amazing space for a very special occasion. What are you going to make today? That's what I want to know.
I have a delicious cocktail. It's Japanese style with a bit of a Korean twist.
Inspired by tonight's dinner, right?
Yep.
By Chef Akira back, who's cooking right downstairs. What are you gonna do for us?
Well, I'm going to start off with a split spirit base.
And what is a split spirit base?
It means I'm going to use 2 types of liquor as the base here.
Okay.
First of all, vodka, and I'll explain why in just a second. So I've got a 3/4 ounce of Reyka going straight in there.
Beautiful bottle.
The next is whiskey. So actually...
A little vodka whiskey combo.
Yeah, and this is because, you know, when we pair food and cocktails, we don't want anything too strong in flavor because it's all about the food. We don't want to overpower the food. So a little flavor from the whiskey, and the vodka will lengthen out that flavor without making it too overpowering.
I like the term lengthen out that flavor, though. But it is interesting when it's an inspired drink by what they're cooking. Like you said, it can't be just like this goblet of vodka or something like that.
Well, and the stronger the drink, the palate gets a little overpowered and you can't actually enjoy the cocktail.
Sure. And what is that?
This is an Asian pear. It's called a Nashi pear. It's actually a
Nashi pear?
Yeah, it's a species from Japan.
Okay.
So I freshly extracted the juice from those.
It's very technical.
Yep, so we've got that. And would you go ahead and pass me a lemon?
You mean go from here to here?
Thank you.
Yes,
Yep.
pass you the lemon officially.
And I'm just going to chop that open and squeeze a half lemon into the cocktail glass.
You've done that before.
Nice
That's
and
for
fresh,
sure.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And
so vodka whiskey, was it a whiskey?
a little bit of whiskey for flavor.
Got it.
Huge in Japanese culture, by the way, so the flavors are going to pair in nicely.
Huge, and I love the whiskey and pear already. So vodka, whiskey, pear, and some fresh lemon. Boom.
Not over yet.
Not simple syrup.
Simple syrup with some green tea.
Okay,
So yeah, a little complex, right.
The green tea, Japanese, Korean kind of dinner, not so simple.
And this again gives aromatics as well as flavor. So
absolutely.
Last little touch is a dash of egg white. We're gonna shake it up.
Fabulous. Look at that. Perfect. And it's this little tiny glass too, isn't it?
A little tiny glass, nothing too big. And a great cocktail is not finished without a garnish.
No, it needs a garnish.
So you'll like this.
I'm ready for it.
What we've got in here is I've loaded this with a loose green tea from Japan.
Of course you have.
They have a slightly different technique of finishing their tea as Chinese green tea. They steam it rather than roast it, so it has more subtle aroma and flavor.
This is a fully inspired cocktail for tonight's meal.
I did my homework.
You did do your homework as well.
A little bamboo straw.
A little bamboo straw. Should I try that?
I think you should.
It looks amazing.
Well, the flavors of the dinner tonight, you've got some pork chop with apple, you've got miso, you've got a lot of citrus, some fat in some of the fish and seafood that chef's preparing.
Yeah.
So this is just going to cut through, contrast, complement.
And the whole thing with the fizz, when you really add that, like you're adding this just little layer, it does the thing, right? What is it doing, that fizz
it's
action?
that mouthfeel. It just makes everything a little more soft and creamy.
But it's so amazing that it is inspired with what's happening in the kitchen tonight. And I was going to say, while we're sitting here filming this, you can actually smell everything that's happening in the kitchen. It's inspired by tonight's meal. So I think we should go see what's happening downstairs.
Perfect.
From the kitchen in the legendary James Beard House, my good friend Akira back. How are you, Akira?
Hanging out with Harris.
You are hanging with Harris, that's for sure. So, Chef, before we do this beautiful piece of fish, which is a fluke, that was a guess.
That's actually a really good guess.
It's a good guess.
I was really hoping that you would say halibut, but you just nailed it.
Halibut for the hell of it, flounder, trout, I don't know, but it is a fluke. So before we even get to the fish, so you're a Korean guy doing Japanese food.
Yeah, you know.
International food.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
But what's the backstory? Family's from Korea?
Yep. So my parents and me, we decided to go Aspen, Colorado because my father's a partner.
Sure.
I decided I want to be a snowboarder because I want to have a blue hair and I want to have a nose piercing.
Yeah.
So I followed them around, become professional snowboarder.
So how do you go from being a snowboarder, champion snowboarder in Aspen to becoming a chef?
You know, I told everybody, you never want to be a chef. I met a person that he was really, really cool guy. His name is Kenichi Canada.
Okay.
So he happened to be own Japanese restaurant.
In Aspen?
In Aspen. So again, I want to be him. Nothing to do with the cooking.
Yeah.
Because I just want to be a cool guy like him. And working for him,
Sure.
find out the truth about chef. I hated him after I worked for him for a while.
First you thought he was cool, and then you worked for him, you're like, I hate this guy.
So tough. 3 years later, I really fell in love with cooking.
Sure.
I always want to give it up. I never want to be a chef.
It's not easy.
You know, it's very, very
Everyone
tough.
thinks it's so easy,
it's
right?
so tough. But, you know, I got lucky. Now I'm here.
You were cooking in Aspen, and then you made your way to Vegas, obviously with Yellowtail, at Bellagio, and you're also at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, it's called Kumi Restaurant by Akira back. I just opened Akira back, first one in India.
Right.
And we're about to open it on April, Jakarta. And then another one actually opening up around June or July. We're gonna open LA.
Well, Chef, this is a gorgeous piece of fish, so I want you to show me what you do best, and what are we gonna do?
Cool, I'm gonna show you how to take out the scale with a knife.
So scaling the fish, that's the first step.
So the reason why we're doing this is most people using the machine, right? And then scrape it.
Right.
If you do that, it's really mean to the fish inside the meat.
Yeah, of course.
So I wanna be gentle as much as I can.
Right, it takes a little longer, but it's the whole quality of what you're doing. Scaling a fish.
Cool. So
And
now
super
I'm gonna show how to cut the fish. Most important thing is when you cut the fish, it has to be head to tail.
When you cut it.
Yes, but when you peel the skin off, it has to be tail to head.
Now, can I ask you
Because
why?
of the grain.
Because of the grain.
Structure, yes.
So head to tail.
Yeah, right in the middle. Right? Then I'm gonna go here 1 second. The fish itself have a lot of cell steel, so they need a moist inside, so they're gonna suck a lot of blood out.
Okay.
Or the smell.
Cracking ribs, or what are we cracking?
Exactly. So just you feel it in the bone.
Once again, you've done this a few times, I can
Yeah,
tell.
exactly. So there's a fillet.
Boom.
Boom. So what I'm gonna do is clean up basically.
Clean up
so
the fillet.
first, you can hear the bone sound.
Yeah, oh,
I hope you heard that.
I heard it.
Another reason I'm doing this, because you never know, there will be a little tiny bone that
Little
you,
rogue bone
you miss.
sticking out. Yep.
Most important thing. So here, I'm gonna go center.
Just give it a clean cut.
Yep. All my knife actually have
God, I mean, look at that cut.
different angle
Yep.
and different steel. When I cut whitefish, I actually like using stainless steel because the pole of the fish have such a small hole.
In the pores,
Yes,
right?
if you use a carbon steel, the knife itself has a bigger.
Got it.
So you kind of mess the fish. And then, like I said, tail to head.
So ready to slice?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you one dish. Just go here like that.
Yeah, it kind of helps to have a
One.
knife like that too, and know what you're doing.
2,
Right, and then you're just making it perfect.
3. The first slice, I slice it.
Yep.
Actually thinner than second one. First bite, I don't want them to eat too fishy flavor.
Right.
But once they eat it, I know they're gonna like it, so it's getting thicker and thicker. Serrano.
Pepper. And that's it. Yeah, super tiny.
Very, very thick.
Yeah, yeah, I can see. Look, it's a little
Again, it's actually getting thicker and thicker, believe it or
bit.
not.
You could see you cut it 3 different sizes.
Because of size.
So now you're adding basically a drop of heat to the
Exactly.
really.
Because I'm not putting any wasabi
You're not putting
flavor.
any wasabi, right?
So
it's
I don't
giving
know,
it
you noticed that? The reason why a lot of people use wasabi in the back in the days is it killed the bacteria.
heat. Okay.
So I know this fish is a great fish,
Okay.
but I want to have some kind of material. What can we have American flavor added?
Sure.
So I put serrano.
Okay. Onion.
Onion again,
Yeah, no.
getting thicker, right?
Yeah. Those tweezers come in handy, don't they?
Oh, it's awesome.
Microgreens.
One is bull's blood.
Bull's
one is
blood.
micro shiso.
So we're adding, kind of slowly building it, right?
Exactly.
So,
I put 6 pieces there.
see, but now you're getting a little crunch, so you're adding some layers
Yeah.
here.
Fried shallot. Not so much because it's strong
Yep.
flavor. And the most important thing
And-
is when
yeah.
you put the sauce,
Yep.
right? Just from the bottom. Just- I don't want to have too much sauce.
Yep. And around the dish.
Yeah. This is we call nambanjuke. And then I make sure the last one is the Malden salt.
This is part of tonight's James Beard dinner, which is we're calling Japanese dinner with a Korean twist.
Yep.
So the only thing left, can I have
Yeah,
a little bite?
absolutely, please.
I'm gonna get a little bit of everything.
Uh-huh.
See, there's a thing. Oh, you get that pepper right
Yeah,
now
exactly,
too.
yeah.
It's so funny. There's such a little bit of everything, but what you said, none of it drowns out the fish.
Exactly.
It's a great dish. It's a great night here in New York City. Akira, thanks for
you,
hanging with
appreciate
Harris. We
it.
appreciate
Yep,
your time.
absolutely.
And we'll see you real soon.